What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool contract update video, and today's topic is Ibrahima Konate, because it looks like Liverpool massively dropped the ball about Konate's contract, because Liverpool are not close to extending Konate's contract. He only has 1 year left on his contract after this season, and there is a real danger that Konate could leave Liverpool if he sees the likes of Van Dijk, Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving Liverpool in the summer as well. So FSG, what are you doing? Get your checkbook out and get these players on new contracts. Liverpool are 16 points clear at the top of the Premier League title race. I'm still absolutely buzzing that Liverpool came back and won the game 3-1 against Southampton, and that was an absolute must-win game. We couldn't give any momentum to Arsenal, who go to Man United today, so hopefully Arsenal will drop points. And what's weird is that Arsenal will play 3 games in the Premier League before Liverpool play their next game in the Premier League against Everton, and that will be at the beginning of April, so almost 1 month from now when Liverpool will play their next Premier League game. So that's quite unusual. And George James, a journalist, is reporting that Liverpool are already facing a contract disaster, and now it looks like they are in danger of losing another star because there is no agreement close for Ibrahima Konate. That is the massive contract update. Konate, whose contract expires at the end of next season, has attracted a number of clubs, of course, and Konate is a target for French champions Paris Saint-Germain, who are pushing hard to sign him, and Real Madrid are interested in Konate. And we will talk about the Daily Mail's report that this confirmed Real Madrid's interest, and Real Madrid might even wait for Konate to run down his contract and sign him on a free transfer, just like what they are trying to do with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, I hate Real Madrid with a passion, not just because they beat Liverpool twice in Champions League finals, but also because of them trying to pinch our players on free transfers. And Real Madrid love to do these days. They already signed free agents like David Alaba, Kylian Mbappe and Antonio Rudiger as well. Free players who are probably worth a combined like £200 million easily. They all got to Real Madrid on free transfers. I mean, it wasn't totally free. Mbappe probably got a 50 million signing on bonus, but still, it was still a lot cheaper to sign him this way than if they would had to pay 200 million to Paris Saint-Germain. And at 25 years old, Konate is an absolute key figure in the heart of Liverpool's defense, and he could be in the Liverpool team for the next at least 80 years, but that won't be possible if Richard Hughes can't convince Konate to stay at Liverpool. And Konate said that he's very flattered about interest from Paris Saint-Germain. Remember, he was born on the outskirts of Paris, so going to PSG, going back home basically, would be very appealing for Konate, especially because Paris Saint-Germain would offer Konate huge wages, probably even higher wages than what he would get at Liverpool. And this could be another disaster for Richard Hughes if Konate doesn't extend his contract. But I think Konate is very smart in that he's waiting to see what will happen with the contracts of Salah, Van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold, because Liverpool could look like a completely different team with them 3 players, without them 3 players in the squad. And here is the Daily Mail exclusive that Liverpool are braced for a new Real Madrid raid, and Louis Steele is reporting that Real Madrid are not just interested in Trent Alexander-Arnold, but they are interested about Konate as well. Florentino Perez is keen on Konate, Louis Steele said, whose contract runs out at the end of next season. PSG are big admirers as well. What's worrying is that Liverpool and Konate's representatives have already opened contract talks last year, so in 2024, at the end of the year, like in November or December, and there is still no agreement made. And Konate is not just a very pivotal figure on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. He's described as the class clown, always cracking jokes and keeping the spirits high. Not that the spirits need lifting in recent months, because Liverpool have been absolutely flying this season. Konate is a very, very important part of the Liverpool squad, and we need to keep him. He already played 120 games for Liverpool since joining from Leipzig for 36 million. it was a brilliant transfer fee, and he already won the FA Cup, the League Cup in his first season, and then the League Cup again last season as well. But Konate hasn't won the Premier League yet. He hasn't won the Champions League yet with Liverpool, so he would definitely want to add those trophies to his list this season. So far there is no indication that Konate is in a rush to leave Liverpool, but his unsold contract presents a problem for Liverpool in the near future. And also I found it interesting that with Ramadan started over the weekend, Liverpool's training schedule has been adapted to accommodate Mo Salah and Ibrahima Konate, who are fasting between sunrise and sunset. Probably that was last week, I think, or throughout this week as well. I'm not really sure how long Ramadan lasts, but the schedule is adapted individually and collectively through various departments at Liverpool. And Liverpool have a lot of scientists and experts working for them, so I'm sure that they individually are adjusting the sleep opportunities, the food requirements for each and every player individually, and sometimes even individual training programs are assigned to players. And let's talk about Federico Chiesa, because when Liverpool were really in need of rotating the squad in the second half, especially the last few minutes against Southampton, it was pretty unusual to not see again Chiesa coming on, because for example if Gakpo was on the bench he would have been substituted on, but it looks like this all but confirms that Chiesa is not staying at Liverpool. For some reason Arne doesn't fancy him. Maybe he doesn't see intensity and physicality in his training, and Chiesa definitely struggled with the physicality of the Premier League, and it looks grim for Federico Chiesa, who I had very high hopes when we signed him for just £10 million. The absolutely bizarre figure is that Chiesa only played 28 minutes of Premier League football, and we are at game week 29 for Liverpool already. And those 28 minutes were in 3 Premier League matches combined. So Chiesa has just completed a total of 15 passes in the Premier League. He has had 2 shots. That's his entire output in the Premier League season. Of course, at first the issue was Chiesa's fitness, and we understood that he went through an extensive pre-season training with Liverpool that lasted months, and he had some injury problems as well. But since like December, January, Chiesa has been fit, but he has just not been playing. There have been 7 Premier League minutes in 2025 and 0 since January 25th. So for 1.5 months, Chiesa didn't play in the Premier League at all. And yesterday against Southampton, it was a prime opportunity to play Chiesa against the bottom of the table side. And yes, Liverpool didn't have a great first half. We turned their game around in the second half. You know, we have a game against Paris Saint-Germain coming on Tuesday. Arne didn't pick Chiesa, even at a time when squad rotation was at the forefront of his mind. And Liverpool were allowed to make 6 substitutions, which was a head scratcher at first. We as Liverpool fans, realized that Liverpool were allowed to make 6 substitutions because Southampton had to make a first half substitution because of the concussion protocol. So 2 Southampton players clashed heads, and one of them, Jan Bednarek, had to be substituted because of concussion protocols, and that is like an extra substitution for Southampton. So Liverpool were allowed to make an extra substitution, and even with 6 substitutes made, Liverpool haven't substituted on Chiesa. So now this journalist writes that this all but confirmed that Chiesa doesn't have a place in the Liverpool squad, and he's getting sold in the summer, and it's hard to argue. And with Darwin Núñez and Chiesa sold in the summer at least, and maybe even Luis Diaz, Liverpool will sign at least 1 or 2 attackers in the summer, which is quite exciting. And another big news is that Liverpool consider breaking rule to re-sign club legend Andy Robertson. Since the new year, Robertson has seemed to find a new vein of form. He has rediscovered what made him arguably the best left back in the world once upon a time, minimizing his mistakes, committing to the physicality needed to bring him back into the game. And The Athletic wrote that the search for a young left back continues at Liverpool, but extending Robertson's contract is not out of the question, though as he remains an integral part of the team. And it looks like Tsimikas will be sold with signing new left back. And I wouldn't be against extending Robertson's contract, but maybe wait until the end of next season to extend his contract and see how he does next season. Like we have done with Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Hopefully they will extend their contracts. And Liverpool opened talks with Bournemouth over a deal for left-back Milos Kerkez back in November. Those rumors have only intensified, that it looks like that a deal could be done for Kerkez, but signing one fullback for the future wouldn't exactly provide Liverpool with enough depth in the left-back area, so sooner or later we might need to sign two left-backs and not just one, because Tsimikas is 29, Robertson is 31 years old. Liverpool don't often make a habit of renewing contracts with players over 30. It's a pretty good rule to live by, but you have to make some exceptions. And Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk are definitely players that Liverpool need to make an exception with, but Andy Robertson could be another one. And Robertson is not just a great left back, he's a brilliant reader. He's the captain of Scotland, he's the second vice captain of Liverpool behind Van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Robertson has earned to stay at Liverpool at least for another season, and his ability to overcome adversity has shown again the type of player and person he is. At this stage, it seems like a real no-brainer to extend Robertson's contract maybe with 1 year. I think that would be actually pretty decent. And I also wanted to report to you guys that Liverpool are the highest ranked team in the Premier League when it comes to fan-generated merchandise sales for 2024. Liverpool sold 141 million euros worth of merchandise across 2024. They are level with Manchester United in that figure, and Man City have half, so 50% of Liverpool's merchandise sales. And that shows that Man City are still a much smaller club. Even Tottenham sell a lot more merchandise than Man City. And what surprised me is Tottenham sell more merchandise than Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus and Dortmund and AC Milan and Inter Milan. So that is surprising. Of course, Real Madrid are top, Bayern Munich are second, Barcelona are third, but Liverpool are fourth, level with Manchester United. As you can see, this graphic shows it's 146 million and not 141. Semantics, it's pretty similar. And Man City have 76 million on this figure, Tottenham 96 million. Which is surprising to me, as I said, because Tottenham are above a lot of clubs. Could you have guessed that Galatasaray sold more fan merchandise than Paris Saint-Germain, Man City, Juventus, Dortmund, Inter Milan, AC Milan? That is amazing. The Turkish clubs are really, really big across the world. And that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.